Friends, welcome back. Another episode, BigDenoPlays. Yesterday's episode, last night's episode, it's pretty devastating. We had two very, very poor fights. We lost to the Burden. We lost pretty badly to the Sun Descendants, and we're straight into another fight now, which hopefully won't go anywhere near as badly. But who knows? It's all it's all up in the air. In good news though, and if we just go and have a quick look around our situation here, you can see we're at max hull. We've got 8 out of 9 crew. We're probably tracking a little bit more on Doom than I would like. Our Argo Fate's about to drop after the Burden fight. Our Argo Fate's about to drop to 0. As you can see from the map, we're currently on a time anchor space, which means at the end of this loop, which is today, we will immediately move to where we are, which is a good timing and well played by me. What an outstanding performance. Next day, we are going to get a logic breaker. We are going to get a Dream of Pharos. We'll be able to use our Spartan Strains training to replace the Maze Runner who died potentially if we want to, or our Cretan Strains I should say. But our focus after this combat encounter is on trying to complete the tasks that have been assigned to us in a single loop. And at the moment we have, I think, the ability to do that by doing a little bit of backtracking. So we'll see if my theory pays off. We might actually go to the map and have a look. So we need to go to tile 54, which is this one, and deliver 10 resources. Great, no problems. We then, so that's 1, 2 stops. We then need to go back to the tile 46, which is this one on the left here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we need to either go to 42 or 37 or 40 or 30 or 42. 42, 37, 46. So I think it'll be 2 steps to the next one to complete that other task. So we'll need to have 7 days worth of travel in the loop. Fortunately, we can do that thanks to the frozen time that we have stored in our Argo hull. Now I'm just going to nip over to technology and check here because we have a couple of other things that we may be able to do something with. So stasis theory, time wounds, Titan genetic memory, Moire operation. That's quite a good one, by the way. We can just lose 3 Argo Fate, pretty tidy. Chrono Sail, and this is the one that will come in useful down the track. We can actually use an Argo Fate to loop back to the time anchor. We can't do it in this day, but in this age, but it's still a good one to have. All right. We're going to dive over straight into a battle, but I'll just quickly run through the Argonauts. So I've decided to bring a few more of my favourite Titans, start using them and see if they make a difference in how we're travelling in the battles. To be fair, we're only really struggling in the battles against the adversary and the big boss, so I'm not too concerned. We've got some good gear. We've got some gear that we should be able to beat most people with. I bring in the Firestarter. He's got a power reroll. He's got a lot of ability to add break tokens that stay in place. That's our new champion, Heraclides. And then we're bringing a Warkeeper. I really like the Warkeeper because it just gains rage really quickly, which means you get to access the higher level abilities. And finally, I'm trying a little bit of a evasion tank type thing, which is not really what I'd normally like to do, but yeah. So I'll just shuffle these while we're here. We don't have to do his facing, so that's fine. And so we are going to trigger the wonderful in media res on the start of the very first. Okay. This is our board. We're all set up. Everyone's ready to roll, including me. The first AI card is, of course, in media res, as it always is. And I will just adjust the camera. Great. Cool. So we don't have any fate because we've just done multiple wounds on things. So we'll just start, I guess we'll just go one, no, we'll go 1, 2, 3, which is going to get this guy a free trauma. Okay, but before we do that, the start of the primordial round, we do fateful wound stays on top. It's a negative trauma. Giant gash stays on top. And there will be a reckoning stays on top. It's a good start. Phyloctera, you get a fateful wound. If you crit miss, you immediately fully miss the attack. Warkeeper, you get a giant gash, which I really enjoy because first of all, notice 0, 1 danger from the giant gash, and anytime he gains a rage, after surviving a positive major or grave trauma, you may gain. After surviving a negative trauma, you must gain. So he's just gained 1 rage at the start of the battle. We shuffle that in again and we draw another one. And we get counterattack. You may immediately move up to 3 spaces and perform a counterattack. So that chain breaks the primordials thing, I think. Did I put him in position? No, he's not close enough. 1, 2, 3. But he'll gain a rage. Go forward, little man. He'll gain a fate because he is absolutely the priority target and he has timid. I think you can chain break that card, I found out. But it doesn't actually have that, so I'm just going to draw a grave trauma for you, Lucia. We know what it is. It's you died horribly. There will be a reckoning. You died horribly is now in the... Ooh, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Hey, what can you do? So that's his first card in media res. Boom. This one, fast forward. The highest fate in front. Unfortunately, that is going to be Oda 0 for gaining the priority target token. Boo. Move and attack. 3 on a 9. Okay, so we've got the Siren Cataphract. And we've got Spiral Shield, so we can potentially dodge here. Which will take it to 3 to an 8. And I definitely think we want to do that. So let's have a look here. So we'll actually go 1, 2, like so. I think we'll use our dodge ability on the Spiral Shield, which costs us a fate. Sevens, damn. We have a single reroll. If we fail this, we have to draw an opal. I think we'll do 2 fate to try and reroll the other 2 as well. He's got spiral, so he should be able to remove that. We really need to get 1 8. Oh, 1 8, thank goodness. So we draw a grave trauma, which is good. We don't suffer any danger, we just draw a trauma. Grave trauma is Fateful Paradox. Gain a paradox. He also gains a rage because that's a negative. Yucky. Then the Oracle moves 4 spaces directly away from the target. We giant glaciate. 1, 2, 3, 4. That space. Boo. Over to the great and wondrous Argonauts. Oh, now I've got to remember, at the end of the primordial round, it consumes all time anchors it is adjacent to. I don't think it's adjacent to any, so I think we're okay. All right, who is our best target here? Unfortunately, was there a opportunity for a... Where did I put that card? Did I put that back on top? Put it there. Oh yeah, and then he's time clocked. Now there is an opportunity to use a window item, and I'm going to do that with Ulyssia. She's going to use her Sun Guard, and I have a reason for that, because she has to, at the start of battle, gain a fatigue token for her move or her attack. My intent was to do a move one, so gain a fate with the Sun Guard. She gets to do an advanced reflex. She's going to go 1, 2. It's just a happy convenience that she is right there and is going to be able to attack him. And I think we will kick off with her. So she'll gain a rage. She will pop her anchor there. No, her anchor will be there because she started her turn there. She can attack right there because she has the Horizon's Edge, which has reach. It's +2. And this primordial is hit on a 6. That's a 1 and a 9. We'll spend a fate to re-roll that 1, I think. She doesn't have crit miss, so 4. It's only 1 hit. Sun-Kissed Hood performs signature against the attacker. Boo! We didn't crit. We have 2 reds and a black. We have 5. I don't think we are very likely here. And indeed we are not. I'll build the pool. It's 1, 2 openings from the sword. We put a rouse token in there from the Siren Mask. We get to do a reposition, which I think we will do. Yeah. Yep, we'll definitely do a reposition. Anything else? Spiral 2, rouse, reach, opening 2, inspire 1. We don't have anyone for that. Oh yeah, we've got plenty of repositions, so we'll put a break in there. And then from a reposition perspective, we will move 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll actually go there. So this guy is just going to go and he's going to smash that. Perform his signature there. So the signature is a rewind laser. 1, 2, 3 on an 11. She makes it a 10 with 3 rerolls. That's none, but she's got 3 rerolls. I don't love anything about that. Each hit deals 2 and 2 fate. Awful. Definitely be using some spiral. Due to death by fate, we have to draw a grave trauma. Fate worse than death. Gains the priority target token. Seen that one a million times. And then after attack effect is rewind. Okay. Started our Kratos pool train rolling though. So the Abyssal Watchers, yeah, I'm actually going to do this because I just remembered something. She's definitely there, but I was going to move her one space back because I just remembered this guy's speed 4. So we'll do that. Okay. I will do him next, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. He started his turn here. We will swing with the Abyssal Watchers. He'll gain 1 rage, 2 fate to roll 6 dice. These are hitting on 4s. We'll use Spiral on one of those attacks. Actually, we'll make it on the crit, which I should have learned the other day. Yep, that's fine. So we still hit 4 times. We do not have days. So we can't get the bonus in the rear. But we can whip this card over. 6. Seems unlikely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We do get a power reroll. And we are roused. Yeah. We're a chance. One, two, three. We've got 4. What is roused going to do for us? Nothing. 3 gear slots. Nothing. Yup. We just need to free reroll this one and hope we get doubles. Oh, that'll do fine. Wound. 1, 2, 3. Get out of here, guy. Giant glaciate that space. Pretty good. Pretty good. Let's do our escalation. Now he does have reposition 2 off of that. And so he will reposition 1, 2 away from everyone else. Actually, we go there, so we're away from the time anchors. Build the pool. So because of the rouse token, he's effectively 2. So we're going to add an opening and a fire from level 1. And then we're going to add another fire from level 2. And then the Abyssal Watchers add 5 opening tokens. 4, I should say. So we have 5 in the pool. Done and done. Now Warkeeper is not going to be in range because of that dirty little thing. We will stay where we are with Phyloctera and the Sphere cast. So she's going to roll a hit. It's 2+ to hit because of the 5 tokens, and the Sphere cast itself is +1. It's range 2 to 4, as you can see. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we will roll a shot with the Sphere cast. It's a 2, which is a hit. We also have a +1 precision from the repurposed Cryptex. And so we will draw Temporal Sash. Oh, did I get something wrong there? No. It's only a 4. Nice. Well, the Sphere cast is 4 reds plus a red from Phyloctera. One, two, three, 4. That's enough. We're going to add 3 fire. We're going to add an opening. We're going to add a fate for committing. And we're going to reposition 1 to there. And then rewind, glaciate the previous attacker space. Boom. I think the that actually comes first, so we're going to move to there. And that's going to suffer crash. I'm going to gain an ambrosia token. Should even add 1 more precision from the from the returned. And at this point, we could bring in the Warkeeper using time clocked from the hourglass necklace. Yeah, you know what? I think we will do that. So Otis Zero has the hourglass necklace. He's going to gain a fate to arrive from time clocked. So that puts him over here. And then he's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then he's going to use Time Cross Lovers to re-establish his time anchor, which is a very nice ability. And then he's going to sacrifice his action to unexhaust all of his gear, including Time Cross Lovers. Not bad. Not bad at all. Good. Did I do the escalation for the second wound? I don't think so. Nope. Close, won't let this go. Dream catch me. Okay, that's all Argonauts done. Just clean up and make sure everything is organised. I don't feel like I need the cannon at the moment. I need to build the pool. I did that from Phyloctera already. Spherecast is exhausted because of cumbersome. We've got Fate Worse Than Death, which is the priority target token. All good. 2 wounds down. In media res, I tell you what, this fight feels way, way, way easier when you don't have to deal out 15 things. Priority target in front, awesome. So the priority target is Ulyssia. Apparently it's Fisher, not Olympia. No wonder I'm getting confused. Why can't I see that? Got the wrong person, wrong card. All right, Fisher, great. You're in trouble here, actually. This is 1 fate and 2 danger. Oh, discarded gear card. Ugh. I'm trying to make this evasion tank work. The only thing I can think of is put it on a maze runner, park the maze runner on a piece of terrain, but there's no terrain you can stand on in this one other than the cities, and you're not just going to run for 2 turns to get to a city to get +1 evasion. Most of these guys are 9s and 10s anyway, so at best you get to a 50-50, and it's not that big an improvement from a 66. 1, 2, 3, smash that. Each hit, 1, 2, 3. Oh, we do need to do the trauma deck first. I should do that. Thrown off balance stays on top. Call to arms is removed. Break the wheel. Man, I've not got to do that once, and a U died is on top. Okay, so 3 on a 10, that goes down to 3 on a 9. We have 3 rerolls on this. Ooh, 9, 8, 8. Do I have a +1 anywhere else? No. Reroll these two. Oh, that's beyond impressive rolling. 1 fate, 4 danger. It does trigger an obel draw. We don't have to discard a gear. So we're just drawing an obel, I guess. Well, I was excited, but... Hey, how much danger did I take? It was only 2. It's just a grave. Oh, I think it was 8, I think it was 6. Grave trauma. It was a positive one we discarded, so it is Awakening. Do I want to do that? Do I want to do that? There's probably no real downside at this point, is there? Yeah, I think we're going to do it. We're going to lose the fate anyway at the end of the fight. The only downside is it spawns the burden on the map. 1, 2, 3, 4. Which maybe changes up how we approach the next timeline phase, but I'm actually going to go with Hades. Don't think I've used Hades before, but here you go. Hades. So he lets you lose lose danger. So we've awakened. We immediately chain break the Primordial's attack. We can immediately move or push back. And we will make an attack with Fisher. We won't push back. Oh, I'm just going to do this. That was supposed to happen at the end of the Titan turn. So we'll just make an attack right there with the Horizon's Edge. A 9 and a 4. The 9 is a hit. The 4 is missing by 1, I think. I've got no precision from Hades? No, no precision from Hades. I can spiral to reroll that, and then spend that fate to reroll that. It feels like a not worthwhile approach. We'll just draw this card. We should be able to get this done. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to assume that that break token is not an auto break, but we'll see what I roll. We get it done. So that's a wound. It's atemporal, so we actually have to draw a grave trauma. Disemboweled, you die. Is there any way I can avoid that? I don't think I can. I've got no second chance. That's real disappointing, actually. Really disappointing. That's all right, though. She died, so everyone else gets to gain a rage. May gain a rage. Yeah, the Warkeeper, why not? Boo. I've just realised I've done that completely wrong. Maybe not completely wrong, actually. It's just this guy here. All of the stat stuff was fine, but it's actually her that was the target because of the priority target token. She dies, and her time anchor is consumed at the end of the primordial round. That, unfortunately, will trigger Eye for an Eye straight away or once upon a time, I should say, because we've done 3 wounds and he's just consumed a time anchor. It's annoying. I'll escalate first. I feel like I've missed something here. Maybe I already did escalate. I've only done 3 wounds, so I can't have 4 of those in there. That's fine. So we draw the AI card. Fate Cord, lowest fate insight. In front. Well, the lowest fate in front is Tubby McButterpants, the Firestarter, Heraclides. It's a bummer. 3 on a 10, 1, 2, 3. Blocks none. If our fate is 3 or higher, we're time clocked. So we can't block that because it's not danger, so we just go up to 7. So we're now time clocked. So he's moved off the board. And the Oracle now moves 4 spaces directly away from the target. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's fallen right into my trap. He's fallen right into my trap. Now I'm going to assume, because I'm not really sure, that the end of the primordial round has already happened, because that's when we consume the time anchor. So he's not going to then consume the time anchor again, because technically this was at the end of the thing. So we'll leave it at that. I think that makes sense. I do need to build the pool after doing the wound with the Horizon's Edge. So it's 2 openings, 1, 2. We've got a Rouse token. We've got two rage for making an attack. So we'll go on opening. Opening and a break. Sure, why not? Now we'll go 2 breaks. Done. All right. Now, we're in good shape here because even though old mate's a long way away from the Firestarter's time anchor, I'm going to be able to use pushback on the Warkeeper to bring the guy back into range. So that's nice. The best person to go right now, though, is probably Ulyssia. No, I mean Philoctera, because she has the sphere cast. So if she stands still, she can fire the sphere cast, unexhaust it, fire it, and then also add some fire into the mix. So I think that's what we'll do. So we will sacrifice our movement to unexhaust. When we re-establish our time anchor, thanks to our very cool The Returned, we are +1 precision on a time anchor, we'll make an attack. Thanks to the rouse token in the pool, we actually get a 5, which is a very nice breakpoint for us. We will fire the sphere cast. It's +1. We have +1 precision from the repurposed quick text. We have +1 precision from being on our time anchor, and there's 2 tokens in the pool. So we're hitting on a 3. We have to commit to use the weapon. That's a cocker. A 2, we'll spend a fate to re-roll. It actually wasn't cocked. We'll roll into a critical. Ooh. It's an 8 though. Disable the quantum eye trait. That'd be alright. 4, 5. We've got 2 breaks in the pool. The sphere cast brings nothing else, so we just need to hard roll some good reds here. Oh, I forgot, because of the rouse token, we actually get to roll a 6th red dice. Because of effectively counting ourselves at level 5. This could be a critical. Oh, that's a critical for sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Get out of here. Get out of here with your quantum eye. Put a token on the board for thingy. We have to put a 3 in there. Have to put a 3 in here. So that exhausts the sphere cast again. However, we can gain fire 3 from the sphere cast. 1, 2, 3. We can gain reposition 1, so we will gain reposition 1. And we will go opening, 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 break. And we have motivate 1. So what we might do is we'll actually use the time clocked Argo ability to bring old mate back on his time anchor, and then we'll motivate him 1 space. And that's it. Good round. Otis. Let's do some pushback, baby. Boo, 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 boo. So the Warkeeper's got a really cool Kratos table, really powerful. Does a lot of cool stuff. I'm going to make an attack with him. Love it. And he's going to swing with a True Siren Blade. It's +2. There's 1, 2, 3 in the pool. So he's +5, so he's a 3. That's a 4. Do we spiral to try and reroll fate? I don't think we want to do that yet. I think we'll just take the hit. So it is with the True Siren Blade, a 6. It's not a critical. Okay, so I'm just going to check pushback and see when in the window that applies, what window it's in. Either the first or the second ability. Okay, cool. So we will do it in the first ability window. So let's just count up our dice. We have 3 from the Siren Blade. We have 1 from the Warkeeper. We gain a bonus 1 power. We also gain 1 red from being at 4 on the Warkeeper's table. So we need to push him back at least 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need to push him back 2. So we'll push him back 2 using the 5 and using the 1. So 1, 2, not the 1, sorry, the 1's got 2 thingies. Yep. So we'll go to there. Bang, bang. Push back 2. Still hasn't done his movement yet. Needing a 6, 3 breaks in the pool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fucking million. We definitely don't need to use any of those fire tokens. So we will not. That wasn't atemporal, no. We're going to have a signature performed against us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds. AI3 comes in. Oh, love that. Yeah, probably going to smash it, but okay, so now we build the pool and then the primordial does his signature against us. That's another wound for Once Upon a Time. So you get 2 breaks at level 1 on the Warkeeper, which is huge. We'll then have an opening at level 2. We use the pushback on 3. We'll have an opening or a break. We'll have a break. And then we use the pushback. So we've got 5 effective break tokens in the pool, which is pretty nice. Now he turns, he performs signature, the Warkeeper. Three on 11, we're probably about to draw an obel. 1, 2, 3, we have a reroll on the spiral shield. No. So 2 danger and 2 fate, so it's going to be 7. Now we've gone over 9 fate, which is going to be a Moiros draw. Obel draw, sorry, because we're fighting against death by fate. We'll just try and avoid some of that danger, so we can move our time anchor should we want to. We will. And then after attack is going to trigger rewind, but we have an obel draw, so I'd prefer my Warkeeper not die, but I've got something up my sleeve if he does. Sort of. I don't think I've missed anything else. Yep. It's this one. You died, so we'll see if we awaken. We do not awaken. Do we have a... we don't. However, at level 3 or higher, we have, when you are about to die from a trauma draw, perform a bonus attack. So he's going to die, the Warkeeper, but he's going to do a bonus attack. I think we've got a Pygmalion stone, so we'll save him. Bonus attack. Get in, True Siren Blade. That's a hit. There's no point spiraling. It's an AI3. Boom. So this is a bonus attack. It's not a critical, but we're up to here, and we also gain a rage from being thingy. I wonder if we should spiral to try and get a critical. So we're hitting on 5s. No, because we don't want to miss this hit. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a million dice. We're +2 from being over combined 9 danger and fate. We gain a black and a red at level 8. We gain a red at level 8. He starts with a red, and the Siren Blade has 1, 2, 3 red. So we are actually rolling this many dice to try and get to 8 with 5 break tokens in the pool. We don't need to do any pushback. There is going to be no rewind after this. Nothing else is going to happen. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I think we got there. BP3. So we take the lowest card out of this. We put this in. And then this goes on the bottom. That's a double wound. which unfortunately is going to trigger a AI draw. That one goes out, that one goes in. Oh, there's a 3 on top. Our friend dies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 wounds. So that was a bonus attack. I just need to check the wound reaction on that. The Oracle moves 6 spaces directly away from the attacker without turning. Giant glaciate the previous primordial space. So he's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to there. And we're giant glaciating here. And we still haven't done Heraclides yet, so it's going well. So she is activated. He's dead, he's dead, she's dead. He's left to go. He's got arriving from time clocked, so we can definitely prevent that. He's got a second chance draw, which is nice. So let's have a look at what we draw on this AI3. The priority target, I think it's not going to be him. Yeah, it's going to be Penelope. She's got the priority target. She's got the most rage. Rage. What sort of attack is it? It's a double laser attack. Move lateral and attack. Well, I think we're in trouble here. What has she got? She can reflex 1 space. Okay. Here's the problem. This guy's standing in front. And so if the dude moves to here, he takes the attack and there's no way for him to survive. He just dies. Because she's the target. However, if we use her reflex to move to there, she'll go to here, which would then mean this guy dies as well. However, he could use his reflex to move across. So then the double laser will hit here and do nothing else. Move lateral and attack. After final attack, move the time frame. Okay, yeah, that's our best option. So to do that, it costs us a fate on Penelope, or 2 fate rather, because of her Delphian Dreamwalker reflex. And it will cost him 1 fate to use the Pursuer Ultimatum. So that attack triggers, it hits this, it hits this, it does nothing else. At the end of the turn, it's still not the, no, yeah, we're good. So it's now the Firestarter's turn. He will move this to here. He will move 1, 2, 3, 4 into the rear. He will punch in the rear. I needed to build the pool. It was 2 breaks, 1, 2. It was 1 opening, 1. It was 1 opening, 1. It's 1 opening from the True Siren Blade, 1. And it was a break, and a break, and a fire goes away, and 2 breaks. We've got about 15 breaks in the pool, friends, so this next attack should be fun. Abyssal Watchers in the rear. We're going to be hitting on 1, 2, 3. We're hitting on 3s. We'll spend a fate. We can only get to 4 dice. The 2 is enough, I think. Yes, it is enough because I have a fate save, so I can lose a fate, and then I spend a fate to re-roll it, which is a hit. Good. So we're 4 reds from hitting in the rear, plus an extra red from the fire starter, and we are hitting at BP3. It's not a critical. We've got a lot of dice in the pool, a lot of break tokens, so a 10. We're unlikely. 4, 5. We're unlikely. No, we're not unlikely. Well, we are, but everyone can gain a rage for old mate dying. We've got enough breaks. We just need to roll no singles. We roll 3 singles. I've got 2 power re-rolls, which leaves us 1 short, I think. Yup. I think so. Unfortunate. Instinct. The Oracle moves 6 spaces directly away. Giant Glaciate. Suffer time clocked. That's actually fine. He noms through that. Wonder if her time anchor should have been taken off the board when she died. It's an interesting question. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to suffer crash. And she's knocked down. But that's okay because we have stand up from knockdown. Fine. Okay. End of the Titan turn. This moves 1, 2, 3, and also moves an extra 1 because of the card that we just did there. So we're living on the edge. Unfortunately, it's now his turn, so I'm not happy about that. I've been mulling over whether or not I should retreat at this point. I've already got 7 wound cards in my hand. Chasing another 3 wounds at potentially the loss of the Firestarter and or the other one at the cost of a Doom is maybe an okay trade. It was a bad awakening. I lost Hades after doing no damage and spawning the Burden, which is a really frustrating turn of events. Now, I'll be able to do those 2 wounds, but I'm not sure that I'm that worried about gaining resources at this point that I need to chase down another 3 wounds. I mean, we're talking about 6 resources. You know, if it's a BP2, it's maybe 8, BP3. So I think we retreat. We've lost 2 Titans, and we call it a day. And we spend the Pygmalion Stone that we have to keep the Warkeeper. That was a good fight. I could absolutely do it, but I just don't think we need to. So we're going to retreat. We gain a Doom. We will lose a Delphian Dreamwalker. We have a fate worse than death on Ulyssia, which is just really, really annoying, by the way. A 4 on a fate worse than death. Lose a crew. Oh no. Cool. So Yeah, look, it was... So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 ambrosia, which goes to 8, 4 closed flesh, and 1 eye cluster. So 2 eye cluster. And 1, 2, 3, 4. We lose 3 fates, takes us down to there. The timeline battle is over, all of our Argonauts survived. We'll spend the Pygmalion stone to keep that Warkeeper alive. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the right call. I'm not really concerned about losing another Delphian Dreamwalker. There's plenty of them to go around, but it would have been devastating for me to lose the Firestarter, who really grows in value in this later arcs, as you really want to have multiple gear items that provide you with, you know, those ancillary benefits of not dying with a second chance draw, or, you know, turning an instant death from a judgment into an obel draw instead, you know, things like that. So it's a risk though, because we really do have quite a lot of doom for this point in the story. I would think we're a little bit further ahead than where I would like to be. So we are going to select a structural tech, and we are going to select a combat tech at this timeline phase. So I think I wanted to get Chronosphere. Argo needs atemporal support equipment. How do I get atemporal support equipment? What do I need to do for that? We'll go Chronosphere warning system. Boom. And we have atemporal. And I think I put down quantum propylon. Yep. Extinction protocols. Cool. So we've missed a lot of I've gone way off on these. We then have a loop. We loop to where we are. Unavoidable doom. It's unfortunate, but I think we'll stick with the plan. Now, given that what's likely going to happen based on this map situation, we're gonna try and move backwards to that last visited city. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7. It's another doom, but we're going to start to spend some Argo Fate to avoid doom rolls. We're looking for 7s. We can re-roll those if we look at Hope Logic. Here, I don't think we get any diplomacy buffs on that. Yeah. So we're going to start pummeling Hope Logic, and we're probably going to start just, I'm probably going to, as depressing as it sounds to say, I'm just going to concede 4 Titans to the burden rather than playing the fight out. It's unlikely that I'll be able to defeat him anytime soon with the current gear that I have. I'll definitely have to take one of our little dudes in there so we don't lose a random Argo bred Titan. So, but yeah, anyway, because I'm really keen to progress the story, so I want to see where we're at with the story. So it was an unfortunate turn of events to lose our awakened Titan for the loss of nothing. But yeah, sometimes that's what happens, you know. I would say that I am pretty good at this game, pretty good at most games, and Sometimes in this one you just have to accept that with the amount of variability in things like these cards and the AI cards, you know, sometimes you're just going to get a bad beat. That's okay. It's being able to find ways out of those situations that makes the game very interesting and intriguing. Now, let's go over back to our map. So on our next one, we're going to be doing a thing. So I want to make sure. See, the other option is we could not worry about trying to do it on this loop, and we could try and do it on the next loop. We've got time. Like we're about to finish story card 2A. We've got time. So the other option is we just go across on the map to 46, and we start 46, and hope that we're going to gain another progress, which will open up the last one of those cards, which I can't actually remember what it is, and maybe we'll have an opportunity. We can spend 3 frozen time to be able to extend the loop 3 times and potentially do it in this loop anyway, if it's the right direction. So maybe we do that. Maybe we try for that. So we'll move on to the next timeline day. We'll move to tile 46. Great. We have the last progress we need. Boom. Which will allow us to flip this over. Tile 48. Okay, that's probably good for us. Let's check the map out. What tile are we on? So the question we ask now, this is 46. So we need to go up twice to get to 48. 46. Down. This is a tricky call. Do we spend the things to try and do the thing? All right. 1 Daedalus Machina, which will be 2 Daedalus Machina. Because we are friendly or higher. Fast forwarded. Oh man. All right, so it's one of those situations I was talking about. We're going to spend an Argo Fate to avoid losing or gaining a Doom. We're going to gain 2 Paradox, or lose 2 Paradox, 1, 2. Unfortunately, we are removing until the next timeline battle. Let's see if we can roll a 7+. Nope. Gain a Doom, man. Okay. I retract all of my previous comments. We're in big trouble. 2 Siren Shell. I'll spend an Argo Fate to avoid the dude moving once. So many moves in this dude. All right. When you're on tile 46, you may gain a Doom to alter the Siren Shell Crucible. I don't know that I want to do that at all. So do we want to try and do it in this loop is the question. So the next loop end is here. We are here. We have a logic breaker. We will use Cretan Strains to breed a Maze Runner, which is 9 days, so that'll be here. Maze Runner. Done, done. We lose a Titan for that. All right, we're going to do it, but we're going to try and spend a fate to avoid actually gaining the doom. Again, it's a 7. It's probably worthwhile. So, a 4. No. We're just going to 5 doom on 2. That's bad. Okay, so we mark J3 on the choice matrix. Gonna need to roll well. Dream of Pharos. I'll do that real quick. Six. It's a tablet. I don't think we will do the Pharos Delve. Nope. 1, 2, 3. Next day. So we've done 1. We're going to go up to 47. A frozen time, you say? Why, yes, I don't mind if I do. Unfortunately, we have to shuffle this deck of bad deck chairs. Oh. Okay. We lose 2 paradox, which is bad. We lower our loop length permanently to 5. However, we remove it from the deck permanently. Wonder if that changes when the loop end for this one is written down. I'm going to go read the loop rules. Stand by. That is discussed in there, and our loop end has changed. It is now shortened. That is awful. Awful. Paradoxes are bad, okay? That was the first card that I drew. We are still on this map tile. Two Siren Shell and Gain of Fate. Mark that here. Three Siren Shell. Don't really need Siren Shell, thanks guys. This idiot moves twice. 1, 2. Okay, so the current tile that we are on is tile 47. I do not gain any benefit from any of those. So we will move across to 42. It's another glory, so that will go on Inwards Odyssey, and we have a city tile. Ooh. Research combats. Stop giving me Siren Shell. You're killing me. Of course, we have 5 Siren Shell and 2 more moves from this spud. But we are on a city. What negotiation tactics do we have? None. We don't want to lose any more paradox, I think. No, that's fine. Hope logic. Yeah, we're probably okay for the moment. So we just gain an Inwards Odyssey, which is going to get us to 46. Research combat. Atemporal support equipment or black ice armor. I think black ice armor is really good, but to get to the Icarian Harpy autopsy, we need Argoline transforming weapons. So we'll go atemporal support equipment, and I will read Inwards Odyssey 46, and I shan't tell you what happens. Ooh. Ah, cool. We gained 4 Hyperborean alloy resources, which is nice. And we added technology to our structural Aeon completion. So that allows us to summon 3 nymphs should we wish to. Probably should look at my nymph situation actually and see if there's anything I can do about Doom. Curiosity nymph. That's not helpful. Solitude nymph, not helpful. Engine nymph, not helpful. Nothing to protect me from Doom. No, but we will keep the Sweets nymph in mind. Where are we at in the timeline? Another 3 days. Okay. So while we are on tile 42, we can lose a crew to replace the Oracle who accompanies the mission. So we will lose a crew, and we will mark F6. We've completed 2 in the same loop. The next one we need is either 32, 54, 37 or 48. Gonna move 38. Oh no, but should be 37. That is a Doom. So I'm spending an Argo Fate to avoid this Doom. And I need to absolutely get this. Come on, Deno. It's a 10. I'm taking that for sure. Taking that. Thanks to Hope Logic. And we've got a hub adventure, so that's nice. But let's do the timeline mark. Let's do the deck shuffle. So 1 Daedalus Machina, very helpful. And our friend rocks up. Finally, 3 Siren Shell. Well, finally our friend doesn't move for once. Okay. So I think if we move 2 down, we are going to be able to get to 37. So let's go. We'll just have to use the loop end, probably. Hub adventure. A 5. Ooh, that could be us finishing this story. It is what we left behind. The Omega. Dead End Futures. A fate. No. Yes. Timid. Get out of here. The Returned. Innovated. No. What we left behind. Dead End Futures. You trudge through the frigid plains of the twilight wastes, the ice-choked landscape of the future of focus. Around you, massive glaciers are closing in on the valleys that once held the town of Elatia in their bosom, a nigh unstoppable doom consuming the land. You round a low ridge and find Elatia before you. Which one of these two is marked? The choice matrix. Is A9 marked? It is. 37. The city glimmers brightly, even in the faint light of the Delphian wastes. Gold adorns the rooftops, causing it to shine like a second sun, a mimicry of the grace of Helios himself. As you walk its streets, you are surrounded by the bustle of activity. The markets are filled with conversation, many luxurious goods being exchanged for coin, while the townsfolk talk animatedly amongst themselves. Guardsmen clad in shining bronze armour stand on every corner, keeping the peace. Subtract 1 Argo fate. Great, thank you. You step into the Agora just in time to witness the High Priest of Helios standing above the crowd. With a lurch, you recognise the older, more worn features of Eurythales, elevated in the ranks of his faith. Before him, large pyres have been constructed, and atop those are several bound figures. The priest proclaims their guilt, declaring them heretics who dared speak out against Helios and the Sun Heir's theocracy. Sickness surges in your gut. The town has peace, yes, but now you see why. The theocracy maintains its grasp through tyrannical domination, with any resistance met by harsh punishment. Gain a doom. We shall attempt to roll to avoid gaining a doom. We fail. We'll attempt to re-roll. Do we speak up and save the heretics, or do we intervene by force and save the condemned to their fate? We will intervene by force because it provides us with a wonderful diplomacy buff to the Twilight Watch to immediately C286, which I will do in a second. C41. Twilight Watch diplomacy +1, Sun Heir's diplomacy -2, lose 1 crew. Hull. Lose a hull. Diplomacy with the Twilight Watch, we did 2, what? Oh yeah, Sun Heir's diplomacy doesn't matter. C44. You force your way forward, but a line of warriors stands in your path, determined not to back down. You must fight to get through to the priest, and the time you reach the dome, a number of your crew have fallen. Subtract an Argo fate, subtract a crew. Blades still bloody from the clash, you cut the priest down, taking the former acolyte into your care and handing him off to your people, who will ensure he returns to the Argo for treatment. Gain a priest. It's a win. This done, you turn your gaze back to the fur-clad warriors still standing. The older warrior you know as Kyknos glowers at you with a barely contained malice before splitting aggressively. You would spill the blood of your fellow mortals, and for what? For this Olympian sandal licker who discards people but worships a dead god? You are worse than him. Hypocrites. C46. Before you commit to a path of anger and violence, a brilliant flash pierces the night sky. The sonic boom. Follows, deafens you momentarily. The wave of hot air knocks you off your feet. Dazed, the only thing you can do is watch. And what marvellous incandescent doom you see. A flaming shard of stone and bronze hurls down into Eladia with blinding speed. It impacts the outskirts of the polis, engulfing it in incinerating flames. The impact wave levels surrounding districts almost instantly. You manage to glimpse Kyknos' angry scowl before he's cut down by a piece of flying debris. Many other Twilight Watch perish in the spreading conflagration. Lose 1 hull. Okay. Never speak about how great everything's going. The party leader gains 1 of these. C47. You wouldn't share their fate if it wasn't for the strange titan suddenly appearing before you, shielding you from the wave of fire. Where did it come from? The shallow crater it stands in suggests it has fallen from the sky, along with the shooting star of bronze and stone. But that can be right. Can it? Gain 1. Return a titan. Woo! The returner. And 1 frozen time. Perfect. You get back to your feet and rush to the impact site, already suspecting what you will find. Poor Icarus, doomed to repeat his attempt and fall, is also now responsible for a terrible calamity. The cost of his father's ambition and Icarus's need for approval just keeps piling up. As you cross the crater's threshold and begin the descent to the piece of molten metal at its bottom, a sky chariot of some kind, you think of the things you want to tell him. So close now, you hear an arrogant, commanding voice, so unlike that of Icarus. You are such a bastard father. A young man is moving through the wreckage, so radiant as to be almost white, like a star. His perfect, boyish features remind you of the statues of Helios. It is not Icarus. You, he barks when he notices you. I saw you enter Delphi. Have you meddled in my affairs? Tampered with the flight? Who are you? The party leader asks in return, wiping sweat from their brow. I am the heir to this kingdom, stranger, the descendant of the sun god, soon to claim his birthright, he smirks. And you? He measures you up. Argonauts, I see. There is nothing for you here, Argonauts. The sun's domain is mine. Phaetons. You look around, taking in the desolation, wrecked homes, interrupted lives, dead people, crushed dreams. The flames begin to die down, as if the will that sustained them has gone out as well. It dawns on you that this Phaeton doesn't even register what he has done. He is callous, pitiless like his father was before him. The pitiless of the sun. I wonder if it's him. Your ambition has killed these people, one of you mutters, still scarcely believing what has happened. These people were Helios's to do with as he pleased, and I am his son, Phaeton says, and then his gaze turns cold and cruel. I saw them, killing each other in my father's absence. What does it matter how they died? Phaeton seems to suggest that mortal fate is of no consequence, but this makes you realize something else. It didn't matter who ruled Elatia. It was reduced to cinders by an outside force that cared little for their lives. Could this have been averted if they worked together instead of fighting, divided by creed? Is the time lock of Delphi your doing too? I take no responsibility for the wretched state my father's kingdom finds itself in, but I will cleanse it once I ascend the throne of heavens. Gain a glory, we'll put it on Inwards Odyssey. Subtract 2 fate, that feels good. Phaeton, apparently bored with you, turns to leave. As above, so below. Do not fight it, it's inevitable. You see his body shimmer, showing you glimpses of the sun descendant. So it's not only Icarus that reaches for the sun. Choose wisely. We can attempt to fight Phaeton and proceed to an endure the sun battle. However, we don't mark it on the track. Or we will let Phaeton leave. We'll let him leave. We gain the Wise Providence boon for the next Endure the Sun battle. And we gain Sun Air's Diplomacy 1. Wise Providence for next Sun battle. Where am I going to write that? There. Wise Providence. Endure. Good work, Deno. Maybe I'll notice it if I leave it like that. Return to the voyage phase. That's good stuff. We needed a little bit of help there, and we managed to get a little bit less Argo fate. I am now going to go to 286, I think it was, which was the Twilight Watch Alliance. As soon as you pass through the forlorn Twilight Epoch, you are called to a secret outpost of the Watch, to a rally of sorts. When you arrive through a tight passage carved out in the blackened glacier, you are taken aback by the sheer scale of the place. Ancient Hyperborean towers, crested with shining panels of crystal or glass, set up in a circular array around a central giant spire, like a megalithic burned-out brazier, and between them a thriving mortal metropolis, Last Light. We have never met in such numbers at Twilight Watch Elder intones, for pragmatism dictates we should scatter and skulk and hide from the evils of the world, so no singular death or calamity will end our mortal line. But these are not special circumstances, she nods to you. The time front is, in fact, contracting, and our survival is put into question. Thus, as an extraordinary exception, we need to accept the help of these starry-eyed outsiders, these Argonauts. You're not sure if that was a compliment or an insult. But before you can comment, the Elder continues, for them to help us, we must first help them, Argonauts. For decades we have kept watch and scoured the land for salvage. We have recovered many wondrous items from an aeon past, when the Hyperboreans, our progenitors, fought a losing war against religious fanaticism. Though they lost in the end and were exiled, the tools of their struggle yet remain. We have no use for them, So take them. Let your typhonic giants use them in the battle against our common foe. Survive! Survive! Gain the apostate armor technology. You do not lose this card, even if for whatever reason you stop being allied with the Twilight Watch. Cool. Let's have a look at what we can make. So that finishes the story phase and finishes the turn. So we'll gain a structural tech, stasis theory. We'll take time wounds. All right, let's look at what we can make. Okay, I really would like to get an antediluvian siren shell, which I think we get on the bottom of a card, or I think we can get it from the Hyperborean Ruins. Yeah, we can, on a 6 to 9. And we are actually about to put a Hyperborean Ruins on our timeline battle. If we get one of those, we can make a Shade Shield, which is awesome. Shade Armor is pretty good too, but at this point in time, I don't think we are going to go for it. Instead, I think we will go and make a couple of Fate Safers. And we don't need any of those. The Believer Vestment is really good, but we don't have enough Hyperborean alloy, I should say. Glacial Fabric allows us to basically make a thing to protect us, which seems quite cool and could be pretty useful. But we are just at a premium for spots. And what's bypass? Don't remember bypass. Bypass. You may move through other titans. Yeah, okay. I might just make one Glacial Fabric. And do we make another Ice Elixir for the bleeding tokens? Yeah, I think so. Because we're about to face off against my favourite guy. My absolute favourite guy. We don't need the Iapetus Lifesavers anymore. Cool, alright, well, I feel like our goal now is a Shade Shield. Because it's awesome. So we need an Antediluvian Siren Shell. So we'll just go over here, we're on the map here. So we're going to move down one. And we've made it to a place in the past. But we're not going to go to the past. Timeline. This is our loop end. However, we will spend a frozen time to extend our loop end. To here. We will move to this tile here. Let's do our exploration. Are we on a friendly location? We are. We gain 2 Daedalus Machina, and this guy moves 1. 2 Siren Shell, and this guy moves 1. we will spend a fate to reduce his move by 1. Two Siren Shell, 2 Daedalus Machina. Okay, so let's just check the timeline. So we've marked that. Actually, just need to check that I'm not missing a day here. So it's here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, that's great. So we need to go to space 37 or 32. We'll go to 37 here, I think, because we can do that. And we'll finish off by donating ambrosia. Do we have? No, yeah, 37 is gain 2 paradox. We're going to do it this loop. It was a good decision. There's nothing else to do on this day. I've made all the equipment I want to make. We're about to lose 3 fate. We've spent our frozen time. So we'll move again. Down here. To 37. We've made it. There's another doom. Well, spending an Argo fate. We're about to get an unavoidable doom as well from the loop end. This has been punishing. Spend a fate. It's a timeline battle, so there's no risk in doing this. Oh, man, we're going to cycle over to story card 2 already. 2B. Or not 2B. Oh well, what can you do? We're going to be smashing that hope logic a lot in number 3, I'll tell you. 50-50s. Okay, so in the story step, we will do that. So it's timeline battle time. We mark this. It's the loop end. Old mate moves twice. The good news. Actually, have I done my shuffles? Let me check. I don't know if I did that. The answer is no, I haven't. Gain a Titan. That's actually pretty good timing for that. Oh, look, if we were on an allied one, we would have got one of those antediluvians. Oh, that's so punishing. I feel so bad about that. That's definitely the Helios thing. I feel like I've had some really bad flips on this exploration. Gain a Rage. Nope. Gain a Titan. Yes. Second flip. Gain a Titan. Wonderful. You're very much appreciated flips. 3 Hyperborean allies, but we lose a Titan. 1, 2, 3. All right. And the dude moves once. So this is one of the advantages of the loop end situation. Now, we could, if we wanted to, extend our loop end once more, because to the right of us is almost certainly a light watchtower, lighthouse, and that'd potentially be worthwhile because it allows us to continue to explore unexplored tiles. But that lighthouse lets us to go down to 50 anyway, so maybe we'll consider not worrying about it. Maybe. Does get us away from the burden. It's a story phase anyway. We've already marked the thing, so we're on the road less travelled. I don't think we've done any from the road less travelled. Nope, that's good. We'll get ourselves another Nemos card. The oracles go silent. It's a voyage. Voyage, no. 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 The cold wind makes you readjust your cloaks. Ice covers entire stretches of land, encapsulating cities, forests, rivers, yet there are still places out of its reach, for now at least. The woman guiding you stumbles on the slippery stones, but you manage to catch her. Ah, thank you, she says, a smile creeping across her face. Her name is Depile, and she's the Delphian liaison to the Argo, entrusted with her people's exodus. Do you think we'll reach the temple in time? She asks absent-mindedly, eyeing the horizon. The weather is getting worse. If we take too long, we will lose many. You gaze at the crowd of Delphians around you, forced to abandon their town by the rising cold to seek shelter in a nearby temple of Helios, if its inhabitants are willing to let them in. We have no other choice, Dapile sighs. Or Dapile? We do what we must. We will do what we must, and we will survive to forge a new future, one without the gods. She seems to want to say more, but instead merely smiles. We are grateful for your help, although I do worry. These Sun Heirs don't sound like the friendliest of people. Good observation. The Sun Heirs, Helios's fundamentalists. You are not looking forward to negotiating with them, and it seems Depile isn't either. But instead of dwelling on what could happen, she points at one of your titans carrying the weakest townsfolk on their back. I've never seen a giant this close. Back home, we have ruins too big to be made by mortal hands, but we know who truly built them. The Hyperboreans, perhaps? Before you can ask her about it, the crowd suddenly stops, Dapile in tow. You elbow your way through until you reach the front of the procession where the Delphian leader, her superior, stands. Below, nestled between two frozen hills, lies the temple. You can almost feel the warmth from the fires within. The only obstacle between you and the temple is a cliff. There is no way the Delphians will be able to walk down safely in this weather, and a fall would kill any mortal. But your titan could do it. Another path winds around the cliff face. But there is no knowing how long it will take for you to reach the temple this way. Fragments of a memory fill your senses. The least likely Argonaut gains a fall from Eden card. Least likely, I think that's actually... Oh, it's Heraclides. That's great. Gains a fall from Eden. How good is that? So he's got, when you would suffer knockdown, not suffer time clocked, and then arrive from time clocked. Great combo. What should we do, Argonauts? Do we take the safest but longer path and gain a diplomacy with the Twilight Watch, or do we climb down the cliff? I think we'll climb down the cliff because we are going to lose a Titan, but that's okay. Diplomacy with the Delphians, I think it was. Yeah. Yes. +2 on allied rolls. You hold your breath during the entire time the Titans climb down the cliff, carrying as many people as they can. Why doesn't the Skyseer do it? She wouldn't fall. She's a jet. One of your Titans falls. No. As if eager to put this tragedy behind them, the Delphians all but run to the temple now the goal is so close. The adrenaline spurs you onwards, and you knock on the temple doors in one giant human wave. Welcome, I am Oracle Therasandros. A man dressed in robes embroidered with sun patterns approaches you, 2 Sun Heirs flanking him. The Delphians' restlessness is palpable as they eye the inner doors behind the newcomers. The Delphian leader, Dapile at his side, relates their tale. The Oracle listens with the air of a man who has spent his entire life advising others. Shelter could be arranged. This temple is welcome to all who respect and worship Helios. The leader's face reddens as the people behind him shout their disapproval. We will not return to the old ways. What good did it do us? We must strive for a new tomorrow, to move on. Surely you can understand that. The oracle's mouth twitches. Then you are free to go back. We will have no heretics here. While people mutter and groan in despair, they turn to you. What should we do? Try to persuade the oracle to make a better deal. Delphians diplomacy +1. Do we want to threaten? I don't think so. We're friendly guys. Mind you, those guys suck. They're the worst. Yeah, we'll try and negotiate. We're sending somebody in to negotiate. Delphians, diplomacy +1. C004. Therasandros looks at you with an air of defiance around him. The party leader tests cunning. Each Argonaut can gain 1 fate to increase it by 1. Well, Heraclides is probably our best bet. Oh, we've got 2 cunnings. Yeah. So we'll make our party leader Penelope. Fisher will gain a fate. You'll gain a fate. Otis will gain a fate, so that's +5 to the test. So it's a 5+. And we've got to reroll. 7. We succeed. Place 1 on Inwards Odyssey. Regardless of the result, gain 2 Siren Shell resources and gain 2 Argo Fate. Yay! 2 Siren Shell and 1 on Inwards Odyssey. Is that another one? Oh, outstanding. We're up to 47. This doesn't happen yet, but I'm just going to read it. Now, we gain 2 Hyperborean alloy resources, which I can't use until later anyway, and assign the Hyperborean strain pattern to one of our Titans. Sure, we will call Ulyssia. Okay. That could be exciting. What does that do? Ah, very helpful. That's it, friends. We're on to our combat encounter, and after that we'll do a combat research, and it's almost certainly going to be Argo line transforming weapons, so we can pick ourselves up Icarian, Harpy, or Topsy very soon. And so we're going to call it there. Aside from the unavoidable doom situation, we're tracking quite nicely. So we're about to lose 3 Argo Fate, go down to 4, and yeah, I think we're doing all right. We'll be smashing a lot of hope logic rolls to try and avoid any doom gains. But yeah, I'm going to set everything up, and next episode we will face off against an Icarian Harpy, and we'll get into the story phase where we get to find out what happens after we've completed all of those wonderful tasks that were required of us. We do need to have any 10 primordial resources lost when we're on tile 37. We're going to gain 2 paradox. Great. Alrighty, friends. I will catch you all in the next episode. Enjoy. Big Deno.